Welcome to From Nowhere to Somewhere. You know, you have probably seen those flashy ads on Facebook or Instagram. The one says, become a millionaire in a year. It's easy. They show you shiny cars, exotic holidays, and promise you overnight success. But what they don't show you is the struggle, the countless failed attempts, the late nights, the self doubts, and the grind. And here's the truth. Becoming successful, whether it means a millionaire, a thriving entrepreneur, or simply someone who built something real, it's not easy. It takes steps, milestones, and small wins stacked on top of each other. And that's exactly what this podcast is about. From nowhere to somewhere is where we explore those small, bite sized journeys, how ordinary people hit milestones that eventually take them to extraordinary places. Today, I'm going to start with my own story, my journey, going from a guy with too many ideas to someone who finally started doing. A few years back, I was that guy, the one, the idea machine. I would always uh, be sharing ideas with friends and colleagues, anyone who would listen. Oh, I want to do this startup. I want to build this product. And people would nod and smile and even say, wow, that's really brilliant idea. But here's the thing, I never implemented any of them, not one. And then one day, my colleague Antonio asked me a simple question. He said, Kiran, you always talk about these ideas, but have you actually even implemented a single one of them? And that hit me like a brick wall. It was my wake up call. But knowing you need to change is one thing, and doing it is another. And my first challenge was, where do I even start? I had too many ideas. Which one should I choose? And even when I tried to start, I was getting stuck with the so-called the analysis paralysis. I would write down the requirements and the solution and think about the complexities, then convince myself, no, this is too much. This is too hard to implement, and it's impossible. And of course, there was procrastination. I had a good job, I was making good money. So why push myself? But instead, every day I felt like a failure because deep down I knew that talking about ideas isn't the same as living them. And that's when my dear friend Antonio shared something powerful with me, a concept called no more 0 days. And the idea is very simple. Every day, no matter how small, you do something that moves you closer to your goal. Every 10 minutes count. Reading an article, doing a research, writing down on paper. So everything, even 10 minutes, you would put that as a non-zero day. But the key is you make sure that every day is a non-zero day. I even found an app to track it. And when I started, my calendar looked depressing. 1 week and the whole month scattered in the calendar. But then slowly it grew. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and finally a full month where every single day I did something towards my own goal. So it is like when you have something you can visualize, you can see it's in a calendar, like the ideas or the days where there's no more no zero non-zero days is like scattered, and then it started becoming more regular, like consecutive days, and then finally you see the whole month full of days where it was a non-zero day. It's really amazing to see the progress from with very little to getting to that habit of every day doing something. And that habit changed everything. Once I broke the cycle of 0 days, and next step was implementation. I chose something small and simple, a physical product idea I had, a strap for the Brompton bike, which I called Bromband. Now it wasn't smooth. I had to go through multiple iterations, design fails, I had to rework and refine, but eventually I could actually build a final product. So I had to find the right material. It was only available in US, so I imported the materials. And because the manufacturing is something which I couldn't outsource at that time, so I had to do it everything myself. And everything was there, and finally the product was in my hand. And that moment, holding something I had actually created, gave me a new kind of confidence. And I had created something amazing. Like when I put that in Facebook groups, when I shared it there was a lot of interest from people. I even got orders from Hong Kong, from Canada. So I used to make this brown band, send them across. And it was an amazing feeling from an idea it took to get to the product where you could sell it and then make some money. Though the money was not much, but to get to that stage was an amazing achievement for me. Within the next 3 months, I created 6 different products, and that was my first big milestone, from nowhere to somewhere. And that's really the heart of this podcast. It's not about giant leaps, it's about stacking small steps, from 0 days to daily effort, from endless ideas to your first product, from nowhere to somewhere. So if you have been stuck, if you have been procrastinating, if you have been drowning in analysis paralysis, remember this: you don't need to change your life overnight. You just need to avoid 0 days. Do one thing today and then another tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to this very first episode, From Nowhere to Somewhere. This is just the beginning, and I'll be bringing you more stories of mine and others about the real journey behind their headlines. Until next time, keep moving, even if it's just one small step at a time.